So as we can see here, we have these three facts, A, M, and C, and we have these three rows. So how we will work with solving it in MYCIN, that we will do what? We will go to the first, let's imagine here we are using the first match rule as an example. So the first match rule will be this, since we have A in the fact, so this will be initiated first. So it said Z 0.8. We have to look at A. Is A more than, or let's say it's a 1, so A is not a 1, which means we are not 100% sure of it. Which means what? That we can't just include Z with this value. We have to take the value of A and multiply it by the value of Z. So we will have 0.3 multiplied by 0.8, which will give me this value for Z, as we can see here, 0.24. Then we will go to the second match rule, which says if M then Z. So M is here, as well as M is not a 1, which means we cannot just include this. So here we have another problem. We can see that we have two values of Z here, and we cannot have two values of Z at the same time. We have to have only one value. So if we have two values, we have to go to these rows. If these two values are positive, we have to use this formula. If these two values are negative, we have to use this formula. If one is positive and one is negative, we have to use this formula. So here, as we can see, this value of Z, and this is the second value of Z. Both of them are what? Both of them are positive, which means we can use this formula, the certainty factor for the first Z, which is 0.24, and the certainty factor for what? For the second Z, which is what? Which is M multiplied by 0.7. Yani 0.5 multiplied by 0.7 will give us this value, 0.35. And then minus the first value of Z, which is this, multiplied by the second value of Z. This will give me what? 0.506. So I will take 0.5 and add it as Z, as we can see here. So we will remove all of this, and we'll have this is the new value for Z. We'll go to the third formula here, third rule, sorry. So we have C and Z. Does C exist on the fact? Of course it does. And Z as well exists. Since we have AND, we said if we have AND, we have to use the minimum. And if we have OR, we have to use the maximum. So you'll have to take the minimum between the C and Z. So the minimum between the C and the Z, which is the C is 0.4, and the Z, the new Z is 0.5, so the minimum is 0.4. We have to multiply this 0.4 from these with the value of Y, which is 0.6, which will give us 0.24, and will be added here.